Frances is on the Isle of Man, visiting an allotment where plants that are used to make cosmetics take centre stage.
So antioxidant, antibacterial, anti-aging, everything.
Oh, it's been an amazing day here at the allotment. Frances, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Of course. Well, I'm a gardener who has found myself becoming a bit of a TV gardener, weirdly, but I'm kind of a gardener who's never really had my own garden. So I've had one that was right by the sea and the waves would land in it. That's the nearest I've had to actually being sufficient as a gardener. So I've been waiting a long time to get an allotment, and I finally have one. And then Garden as well to have jumped on the bandwagon and started filming it with me, which is kind of pressure, but it also means I get to go all over the country and meet lots of lovely people like yourself who are doing amazing, inspiring things with their allotments.
How did Gardener's World find me and the Isle of Man? How did you end up here?
Well, it's a big team effort. So at the beginning of the year, there's a director and a researcher, and we speak a lot about what I'm planning on the allotment, and that gives them ideas. And then Susie will go and she'll find all these different people, amazing people around the country who are doing different things, and that will then feed into the story, and I find myself in all these incredible places.
Yeah, so today we've been making some beauty products with things that we've grown from the garden. What other allotments have you been visiting? What things are you interested in putting into your allotment?
Well, I am a realist. So although I love the thought of being totally self-sufficient in veg, I know that I don't have the time to do it. So I've been kind of growing lots of different things, cut flowers, perennials. I'm very into anything useful, as we were chatting about earlier on. You know, if you can eat it, great. If you can dye with it, if you can make cosmetics with it, as we've been doing today, that's amazing. We've been seeing an incredible wildlife allotment as well, where it's just all about pollinators. So it's just a bit of everything, creating a better planet, really, and also a better kind of life experience for yourself, rather than just slavishly growing vegetables and toiling over it and watering every day. You know, just actually making it work for me in a way that I can sustain.
So this is your first year having an allotment. What is your advice for other people just taking on their first plot?
Pick the site carefully. I had a choice of two, which was really good, and I picked the one that had a shed with tools because I thought it was quite a practical concern. But also just don't feel overwhelmed. I think the fact that mine is being filmed has put the pressure on a lot. So my family have been amazing in stepping in and watering and weeding when I'm not there, because my work takes me all over the place. But I think it's to take it step by step, not feel overwhelmed, do some clearance, maybe cover areas with a membrane or something to keep the weeds down if you have lots of weeds like I have. I've learned that lesson the hard way, where I've dug it all up and then it's all growing straight back again. So just sort of take it step by step and approach it in a way that you're able to continue that momentum. I think it's very easy to just get started and then lose the momentum quite quickly and lose heart, because when things start to fail, it can you take it really personally. I've had moments when I've arrived and thrown things on the floor and cried because something that I've planted has been eaten by rabbits, or it's just died in the drought because I forgot to go down and water it. You know, not to beat yourself up too much, because it takes years to get them looking really good.
And I hear that you have quite a tough weed on your allotment as well. What is it and what are you doing about it?
I had a lot of couch grass, but the one that's really got me is the mare's tail. The couch grass was fairly easy to get rid of, and actually I found that where I've missed it, I can dig it up quickly now and it's easy. The mare's tail has been absolutely, I mean, I knew when I got the plot that it had some, but as I've dug it by hand, I found roots all through. I was digging literally for months. I got the plot in January and I was digging until April by hand, as much as I could, with the help of family and friends, and I didn't even get a third of it dug. So I just got a rotavator, hired it in, rotavated it, and there's not much difference where I spent hours arduously getting all the roots out. It's grown back just as thickly as where I rotavated. So that is something I am struggling with.
Yeah, well, they did actually survive the meteor that killed the dinosaurs. So yeah, it will take some digging and time, doesn't it? Yeah. But you found out today that you can actually use mare's tail for skincare as well, and hair care in particular.
Yeah.
So that's an idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually amazing because people say to me, "Oh, no, you can use it as a scourer for pounds." It's like, yeah, but I don't. I've got a sponge. But now you've told me that I can actually use it in a cosmetic product, and it can be a useful thing to have. Suddenly, I mean, I never really minded it because, as a kind of botanist, I really appreciate it as a species. You know, it's a fern. It's a true fern. They used to think it was just a fern ally, and seeing the kind of the physiology of this plant, you know, it throws up its female sporing bodies with kind of spores that flick off as you hit them, and then it's the male parts which will have that kind of brush-like appearance. I respect it hugely as a species. I just wish it would respect my space a little more and keep off my allotment.
Last question. Do you think that people are natural green thumbs or brown thumbs, and what can we do about either?
No is the answer. I think everybody has the ability to grow things. I would say, actually, I'm not naturally green-fingered, as I would say. I never thought I was anyway. I used to have house plants and just managed to kill them. Bonsai, I was given a bonsai. My dad is a bonsai enthusiast and he gave me one and it died really quickly at a young age. And I think those early experiences can make you feel that you're just not any good. And we see our grandparents really with amazing plots, but you forget that that's taken a lifetime for people to learn. And that's the thing, is actually growing things that are easy to start with, growing things you can manage, because if you grow something that's challenging and you're not actually able to keep it looking good, it can really put you off. So it's just taking off things that you can actually manage, but then also just letting nature be a little bit. Actually, that's what a lot of gardening has become more about. You know, a lot of wildflowers growing. Even here I can see in the hedgerows around the allotments, there's so many wildflowers. That's nature doing it. You could just say that's my garden and people would think that you've done that and that's your skill that's done that. It's not. It's an instinct in everybody. It's just nurturing it and not being downcast or put off if things go wrong, because they go wrong for everybody. Even the most skillful gardeners will have things they just struggle to grow. So yeah, no such thing. Just give it a go.
I like that you're so realistic about it. Gardening programs, they often show a side to gardening that is a little bit more idealistic. So keeping it real, giving enthusiasm where it's due, and keeping it up when it comes to gardening is great. Thank you so much, and thank you for coming to the Isle of Man and doing this piece.
It's been really amazing, inspiring, I would say. Yeah, going home with lots of ideas.